Is this the best they can do? Is this the best they can do against a naked socialist like Barack Hussein Obama? Is this the best the Republicans can do? Because you know it isn't. You know this is a setup. You know, and I know, that had Romney been chosen, he would have beaten Obama. Younger, businessman, very successful businessman, very telegenic. Have no idea when this happened. I saw it happen one day in the Southeast in a backroom deal, probably because of special interests who did not want anyone with a spine representing the Republican Party. So they chose the hack. They chose the bagman. They chose the middleman. They chose every man. They chose John McCain. Now you say, well, why are you running him down? You're just going to get Obama elected. You ought to tell that to McCain. Tell him he's getting Obama elected. This guy doesn't even know that Gwen Ifill, the moderator of the debate between Palin and whoever the other guy is, whose name I always forget. I have to remember what he looks like. Biden. I stored it that way, over Biden. Because he's so mean. He's so mean, Biden. But McCain says nothing about a radical leftist moderator. He says nothing about Jim Lehrer as the moderator between him and Obama at the last debate. He says nothing about anything. Did he say anything about illegal aliens? No. Here's what did him in. I asked you already why. You want the answer of why McCain's plummeting in the polls? I'll give you the answer because maybe the bartender who's running him off the rails will listen to this show. Maybe McCain's mother is listening to the show. So I'll direct it to her. Mrs. McCain, your husband was an admiral. Okay? Your father-in-law was an admiral. Your son is a war hero. Smack him around and make him act like one. Tell him to stand up and defend this country by defending his own honor. Tell him to act like a McCain, not like a McSchmuck. He's acting like McDonald, not like McCain. Tell him to stand up and fight. Tell him he looks like a schmoo that's rolled over to be stepped on. He looks like a doormat. He stood up during the bailout. Golden opportunity to be the populist he pretended to be the maverick he pretended to be. And he stood up instead of saying, I'm opposed to the pork barrel spending. I'm opposed to Wall Street. I know there's a problem. I have a better plan. We're going to bail out the honest ones, but we're going to give bail to those who are crooks. We're going to put them in prison and give them bail. The others are going to get a bailout. But they didn't ask Michael Savage. They hate Michael Savage. They hate everybody in talk radio except the people who can ask them the puffball questions. Why is McCain afraid of Michael Savage? What I'm liable to ask him what the people really think? The 85% of Americans who would have voted for him, of the Republican side, who would have voted for him, who are now going to stay home because of what he's been doing? Tuesday, he had the nerve to come out and say, hey, we don't even need to go to the people or Congress. Let's bypass Congress, he said, and Treasury could just spend $1 trillion of its own. That's what he said. You know what happened? His poll numbers plunged. Suddenly the mask was off. Suddenly the stucco was off the edifice. And underneath the stucco of the Maverick, there was just this old house. The only thing that could save the ticket is Sarah Palin, which is shocking to say. But that feisty lady from Alaska, as, let us say, unskilled as she is diplomatically, because she isn't very knowledgeable diplomatically, let's not put some veneer on that one either, please. Don't attack me again. I was right at the beginning. But she represents the average woman. She could save this ticket.
Savage.